Right, week commencing 19th of October, but as I mentioned at the end of last week's vlog, I'm not going to do a full week in life this week. I'm just going to do a few little through the week, anything I think that comes up that might be worth sharing. I'll just mention it at the end of each day, and then at the end of the week I'll do my normal summary on a Saturday or a Sunday whenever I get around to it. So just want to mention fuel price. So I mentioned in last week's vlog I got a new fuel card on the way from BOC Fuels Block. Hasn't come sadly yet, so I'm still on my old fuel card, the UK Fuels Shell card. So yeah, last week after phoning them, last week they quoted my original price was 95.46. I rang them up, they knocked 3p off, but it's still about 3p too much, at least by my reckoning. And then this week, so a week on, it's gone up to 93.11. So it's just kind of like they're just going to start creeping it up, I reckon. So from tomorrow, next week, hopefully I should definitely have my new card by then. I'll stop using the UK Fuels one and see how long it takes them to ring me, if they ever do. But we'll see what happens there. So yeah, Monday today I did 2 jobs. Not going to give all the details. It'll drag on. Yeah, so the taken I've got from today that I want to share for people's input and stuff is kind of related to something I mentioned on Friday on last week's vlog, was mileages. Particularly, when a job comes on the CX app, you can click on it, and it will tell you how many miles and your distance and how long it will take to do. That's from the pickup to the drop off. And if you go into the map view, it will show you how far you are from the pickup and also your time to get there. So the first one is similar to what happened last Friday, like I say. I did my pickup in Birmingham, like B46 Minworth area, which is like where the M42 joins the M6. Yeah, not far from there. And I think it had worked it out the most direct route, which is heading straight north. When I did a pickup, I just banged the address into Google Maps, hit directions, and just hit go. And then I realised when I started driving, it was sending me south when I should have been going northeast. What the hell's going on here? So it's taken me down the M42 for a few miles, then east along the M6, and then up, because it was like 3 minutes quicker, but it was 10 miles longer. So I added 10 miles to the job for like virtually no time gain. So it's something just to be wary of. Google Maps, it's the only one I use. I've got Waze, but I've never really took to it. I just use Google Maps because that's the one I know. And normally I would check, but I think today being a Monday, sometimes I forget, and Monday morning is a bit slack. When I do put the address in, see which way. It'll normally give you 2 or 3 options, and quite often there's only like a few minutes to be saved, and it'll be a lot longer route. And obviously I really want to keep the miles down, stop putting mega miles on the van, which is kind of inevitable, but try and limit them. So yeah, just go in there. That was my mistake, really. It's something to be aware of, something I really need to be better at in the future, make sure I don't fall into that trap all the time like I seem to do too often. Any other tips for thing? And the other one was my second pickup, which was from Lincoln, but about 7 miles away. It said I was 7 miles away and 10 minutes away. So when I quoted on a job, that's what I put. I put a price, and I always put my ETA in minutes, so the nearest 5 minutes. So I put ETA 10 minutes, which is what the app said. Got the job, put the address into Google Maps, and it said for 12 miles and 25 minutes. What the hell's going on there? It's a hell of a difference. And there was a shorter route, which was 7 miles, but that was like nearly 40 minutes with loads of traffic on it. So the CX app, when it gives you the time and the distances, I think it's kind of like most direct without going down loads of nadry little country roads. And I don't think it's got like traffic updates. So I was obviously thinking I could go the 7 mile route and it was perfectly clear. sometimes I'm aware of this, like especially in places like London. Before I quote, I'll check that my ETA in Google Maps to get live traffic update on a proper ETA. But you just can't do that, say if you're just sat there and it's busy, the feed, and you keep quoting on jobs, constantly quoting on jobs, you haven't got the time to go into Google Maps and check your ETA. So not sure what to do about that one. Wasn't an issue in the end, but it could be, if the job's really time critical. You don't want to let the shipper down and have a customer on your back. So yeah, anyone got any tips on that one? Really, I can't see a way around that one. But that's my takings from Monday. So I'm just sat in Milton Keynes now, just about to set my bed up and go to bed for the night. Right, quick Tuesday highlights. So not the best day today. So I was in Milton Keynes overnight. Started searching for jobs just before 8. Didn't get my first job until just after 10:30. Must have been on about 20 jobs. Eventually got a job, an alcohol job, from kegs of beer and 1 box of vodka from Northampton to Watford. I bid on that one. It was 51 loaded miles. 54 loaded miles. I went in at 60 quid. It was a small van job. It was 21 miles away, so that was can't remember what the miles is, 75p a mile or something. I got it. This is a thing where I still don't know really how to price alcohol jobs, but got it anyway. It's over £1 a mile loaded, but it's obviously alcohol, so it pays more. Got there, had to wait for quite a while, but more on that later. And then second job, I got to Watford, had my lunch, and I was probably waiting around trying to get a job for about an hour and a half. Eventually got a job from Hemel Hempstead, and then I thought there was a second 2 drops. I thought there was a drop in Milton Keynes and then a drop in Northampton, but it turned out to be 2 collections: Hemel Hempstead, Milton Keynes, and then dropping in Northampton. So I priced that at 75 pence a mile straight through, including getting there, because there's three pickups or drops or whatever, and got that one. So pretty poor day. Two jobs. Plenty of jobs coming up around here, just struggling to get them. Maybe prices are pretty low around here. So 2 jobs for the day. The first one, I had to wait at the pickup location, so I was there an hour and a quarter, so I allow half an hour combined waiting and loading. And the guy, I could tell the guy kind of knew, because on the phone he says, ring me if there's any issues. And when I rang him and said I'm still waiting, no sign of him after half an hour, he says, yeah, when you get loaded, give us a ring and we'll sort out waiting time. So I was there basically 45 minutes additional. I charged them 15 quid for that. It's a bit low. So that's but the good thing was it kind of bumped it up further. So I got 75 in terms of pence per mile. Obviously it affects time and pounds per hour, but pence per mile I got £75 for doing 75 miles, £1 a mile. That's quite good. And the second one was priced at 75 pence a mile, including getting there. So today, even though it's been a crap day, I've averaged 89 pence a mile, all miles loaded and unloaded. So that's about the only good thing from today. That's the good thing for me about waiting. But I don't think I have been setting my waiting time at £20 an hour. I think that's too low. So I think the way I'm going to do it going forward, first 30 minutes is included, and then after that, every quarter of an hour or part thereof is, I'm going to say, £7. So if I'm there for an hour, if I'm there for up to half an hour is included, half an hour to 45 minutes, that charge costs them £7, and then as soon as I go over 3/4 of an hour, it goes into 14. I think 28 quid an hour is enough waiting, I think, for a short wheelbase van. It's kind of what you want to earn anyway when you're on the run. You need to incentivize them to not keep you waiting as well. So that's the way I'm going to do it. I think 15-minute increments. So I'm going to change my my thing today, my profile to say that. I'll do that this evening, so I can do on my phone. Yes, that's kind of my takings from today, a bit about waiting. Not often I've had to wait and charge it, to be honest. I've done what I normally do when I have a crap day. I've gone and spent some money in the evening, but at least today it was retail therapy in Poundland. So my trusty calculator, which I've shown before, problem with this one is it's solar powered. Obviously getting into winter now, nights are drawing in, clocks are going to change soon. So here we go, a £1 calculator, battery powered. So that'll help. Got myself a new face mask, a cloth one, £2. A bit more comfortable than like the plasticky neoprene one I've been using, and it fits in my pocket a lot easier. It's really slimline. Another sign of the seasons, de-icer, £1. Probably crap. If it's £1 it's going to be crap, but I'll give it a go. While I was there, some lens wipes for me spec dolls, and I'd run out of these. A vital piece of equipment when you're tramping: plastic forks, knives and spoons. So I went for the silver service because you've got to have a bit of luxury while you're out tramping. It can't all be scruffing it. So I'm actually going to start washing these now. I'm going to take them home and wash them and reuse them, partly so I don't run out, and also it's obviously better for the environment. While I am out tramping, I do try and keep all my stuff I can recycle at the end of the week. I keeping a separate bag and put it in the recycling bag when I get home. I do like to do my bit with that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's about it really. So I'm sat here now in a retail park in Northampton, and I can't see, I don't think there's any parking restrictions here. There's certainly no ANPR cameras, no signs or anything, so I think I'm alright to stay here tonight, which is a bit of a bonus. There's a McDonald's, bit of a walk at the other end of the retail park. So McDonald's tonight, early night, try and get up earlier tomorrow. Really need to start making some money. Right, a bit of an update. So it's now actually Thursday night, just gone 10 o'clock. I didn't bother filming yesterday. I did have a better day. Made my target, but I'll summarise that in a summary at the end. So today was actually a really good day. I had 2 long jobs. So I started in Leeds, a small van job from round the corner from where I was, down to Poole by Bournemouth, Dorset, and then I was there for about 90 minutes maybe between jobs, and I was thinking I might not struggle to get a job from here, and a job pinged up from Poole to D-side, sort of Broughton, which is where I am now. The thing I want to share about this job, again, it's kind of like mileage and route planning and all that kind of stuff. So the job was 260 miles, that's what it showed on CX feed. I was about 4 miles from it, so I priced it at 68 pence a mile, including getting there, but I was pretty much on top of it. And it came out at about 185, so I went in at 185 and got it. But once I got it and I'd done the pickup and I banged the address into Google Maps and looked at the route it was going to take me. It was going to take me from Poole, sort of like east towards Southampton, and Southampton, possibly the A34, is it? Or at least cutting across, and then past Abingdon, Oxford on the A34, I think it is, Newby bypass, up the M40, around Birmingham, and then it was going to take me from there directly west past Telford on the M54, and then the A5, A483 past Wrexham. So I was kind of going like, instead of going straight, I was kind of going, can I get this right now, east, up, and then far west like that to get there. And I thought, that's like a bit around the houses. So what I did is I said, right, I want to go direct sort of towards the M5, and that's what I did. I just set like somewhere on the M5 or close to the M5 where I wanted to join it, the junction, as my destination, and then it gave me an option going cross country basically, and it was a much nicer drive because it's still light then. It's about 4 o'clock I did the pickup. Really nice drive, A roads, B roads, a few little towns to get through but no real traffic, and yeah, some stunning scenery. Made a nice change from motorways, got on the M5 up to Birmingham on the M5, joined kind of where my original route, and then instead of going all the way west on the M54, when I normally go back to North Wales to see the family and stuff, I cut across on the A41, which is a nice road. Really nice A road to drive even when it's dark. Yeah, so I did that, and between the two, shaved off 30 miles. So instead of being the 260-mile job, which is what it was priced at, and obviously the shipper accepted the price on, it was 230 miles. I reckon it took me 5 or 10 minutes longer doing that way, but wasn't given as an option by Google Maps. And by shaving 30, I've just done the maths on my fancy new £1 calculator. Just done the maths, run the numbers, and that's, instead of being 68 pence a mile straight way through, loaded and unloaded, it's now 79 pence a mile loaded and unloaded. So that's pretty handy for a short wheelbase small van job. Yeah, so I just thought I'd share that. As obviously I'm really trying to focus now on not just accepting the default route and stuff and seeing where I can shave off mileage. Sometimes it only takes 5-10 minutes on a 4 and 3/4 hour journey. It's nothing, you know what I mean? So yeah, just thought I'd share that. That's my kind of take in what I'm really trying to focus on at the moment. So I'm in D side now. The drop was right next to the Airbus factory in Broughton. It wasn't actually to there, it was to I think the guys I dropped it off to must supply them because it's an aerospace firm. So tomorrow morning, up here, not a million miles from home, the West Mids. I'm hoping I find the Northwest can be quite a good spot. So hopefully tomorrow to have a good steady day and trundle home. Pretty knackered now, ready for the weekend. But yeah, tramping all week this week. So that is the update so far. Right, summary on a Sunday this week. So, like I say, it's a week commencing 19th of October. Bit of a mixed bag of a week again. So Monday, I did 2 jobs before I start. As ever, these are just what I quoted on the jobs that I got and won. Doesn't include VAT, which would go on top. And it doesn't include obviously my costs, and then I'd have to pay tax on whatever my profits were. So whatever's here minus my costs will be my profit, and that's what I'd pay tax on, just as I'm a sole trader. I did all flex jobs this week, so all courier exchange jobs, no Amazon flex jobs this week. So Monday, 2 jobs, £84 and £78, which is £162. Tuesday, 2 jobs again, 75 and 47. So that was my worst day of the week at just £122. Bit disappointing. Wednesday, 3 jobs, 115, 40 and 55. £210. That was a long day. That was like a 15-hour day. But my last job I didn't pick up till 9 in the evening. It was only a short job for the 55 quid. It was Newark up to Leeds or something like that. But I had like a 5-hour wait between them jobs, between tipping the second job and picking up the third job. So long day, but lots of sitting around. I wouldn't normally work that late ideally, but take a job that late, but I kind of needed to make the money up because I wasn't doing great that week or up to that point. Thursday, by far the best day, which I touched on in the video. 2 jobs, 180 and 185. And then the Friday, so I didn't do a Friday update. Basically, I did 1 job on the Friday, so I was in Chester area, Broughton. There were jobs coming up in that part of the world, but there's far more coming up sort of towards Warrington, so I decided to move to Runcorn, did some dead miles, parked just off the M56, and from there I got a job from Liverpool, short wheelbase job, going down to Weybridge, which is kind of like west or southwest London, not far off the M25, and that paid 173, which in itself was a good job, but I regret doing that job, but I'll come back to that. So the total takings are £1,032, which is £206.40 a day. I did 1,539 miles, which works out at 67 pence a mile loaded and unloaded. So that's leaving here Monday to getting back on a Friday evening. I tramped out all week, 4 nights in a van, didn't manage to make it home, which I always see as a bonus. When I do, I'd never really aim to, but if a job works out that tipping quite close, then I'll take the opportunity. That's how I work it. So I had my figures for the week. So one thing I want to mention is I've mentioned it in a few of my last week's vlogs, when I've done a proper week in a life vlog, which this isn't, of course. I mentioned it's kind of getting quieter than it was a month ago, and I'm just thinking, am I just imagining it? I've kind of done okay, or as good as I've done previously, but the amount of jobs that are pinging up, like how busy the feed is, I reckon has got quieter, particularly down in the southeast London area, maybe a bit sort of the southwest Bristol area. When I was up in like Yorkshire, maybe that's got a bit quieter, but I'm still doing okay. I think I'm winning more jobs now, because when I came back to it post-lockdown, I mentioned before, my 90-day feedback had gone down to 0 because I've been off it for 16 weeks. I'm now up to about 40 something positive since I come back on, so I think that's helping me get jobs even though it's quieter. So I'm kind of wondering why it's gone quieter. It'd be interesting to know if anyone's got any ideas. I reckon it could be there's less demand, or businesses have got back to sort of like a normal way of working. So obviously we came out of lockdown, maybe to get factories going or get the supply chain going, there was lots of things out of place, and they needed to rely on same day to get things in as they should be. Maybe that's kind of like gone away. There have of course been some local lockdowns, so that's going to affect the economy, which eventually is going to filter through to things like demand for transport, and same day is obviously part of that. And own staff returning. So some posters of jobs have got their own vans, their own staff. Maybe a lot of them were furloughed, and the furlough is coming to an end officially the end of this month, but it's kind of been less generous, I think, than it was originally. So the companies are having to pay more, so maybe they've decided, and as they've seen demand is kind of steady, maybe they've brought back more of their own staff, their own van drivers, so they're putting less out to subcontractors on the CX. So I think that could be another reason. So yeah, I do think it has actually got quieter the last month. Definitely think that now. Still anecdotal, I've not really been obviously logging that or anything. It's just how I've seen it going. But I'm hoping next week is the last full week of the month, which means the Friday is the last Friday of the month, which generally means it makes for a busy end of week. Hopefully the whole week will be busy, see how it goes. And then we're into November. So I only joined a CX in February, and it was pretty quiet then, but like by mid-March, before COVID and stuff, it's really quite busy then, and people who've been doing it and on forums, Facebook groups and stuff, were saying, yeah, it's starting to really pick up now. And then obviously COVID hit, still nowhere near that level. Like I remember mid-March on a Friday, particularly like Friday mornings, where I couldn't keep up with the feed, just jobs local to where I was starting. Like they were coming up so quick, jobs that I could post on that I couldn't really keep up with working out my price and posting it, and that takes like 30 seconds. Nowhere near that still. So it's a lot quieter than pre-COVID still, and it's dropped off again, like I say. I'm hoping as we get into November now and December, I'll experience my first sort of Christmas rush, where it's less of a shipper's market and more of a driver's market, and maybe keep busier, earn some better rates. That'd be nice. Yeah, so as I've said in the video, I've really focused on my mileage this week, and trying to cut out unnecessary miles and really looking into where Google Maps is sending me. Can I shave some off when I'm pricing jobs and how it works out? It's a bit of a, I think that's, yeah, one way I can push up my average pence per mile, while still not pushing up my rates to the shipper. And dead miles on a Friday, so on the Friday, that one job which I mentioned, my plan Friday was stay around the northwest, do local jobs, earn good money, and maybe take a job. If a job pings up coming to West Midlands, closer to home, jump all over it, try and get that one. I didn't actually get a job until about 10 o'clock. By the time I picked it up and loaded, it was 11 o'clock. And I took this job down to Weybridge, and it was a good job, but not a good job on a Friday at that time of day. So I got down to South East, and I ended up driving 130 miles, empty miles, back to the West Midlands. So I sat down there till about 5:15, and then trundled home empty. So that obviously impacted my mileage rates for the week. And I've really got to be more disciplined with myself on a Friday, and not just consider what will be a good job Monday to Thursday isn't always a good job on a Friday, and really not. Yeah, I seem to do this too often, so a bit annoyed with myself about that. So that's it for the week. Like I say, not a full week in life, but it still seems to have got really long, this video. I tried to sort of just bring up the points that I think are of use to people who are maybe looking to get into it, or people who are doing it. Interesting to know your comments as ever down below. So yeah, back on the run full time next week. I've managed to do 2 other videos this week. Next costs one, and one about perching, which I'd wanted to get done for a while, so it has paid off not doing a full week in life. I'll get them posted up over the next few weeks. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.